Hi YouTube! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the 11 different items that I feel are still worth it given all of the insane price increases that have been happening lately. And I will also be doing a part 2 of this video, which is the 11 items I don't think are worth it anymore. And that will be coming out either first or second, just depending on the order that I edit these videos in. So let's get started. So the first items I'm going to talk about are from Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton's price increases, some of them just gutted me this past week. But some of them either weren't bad or really didn't even happen at all. There were only like 2 or 3 pieces where it didn't go up at all, but still. So the first item that I want to talk about that I still think is worth it is going to be the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Now, I have a Neverfull. I love my Neverfull so much that one, I would still rebuy it at this price point. It's $2,100 for the biggest size, which is the GM, and its canvas bag has leather tote straps. It also has that clutch, which is on the inside, and I think that clutch is what really makes this bag worth it, particularly compared to other similar tote bags. Plus, it's a very classic bag, and I was not a tote person until my Neverfull, and my Neverfull has turned me into someone who I'm now looking at other different types of totes. And so I think that should say how much I love that bag, that I would be willing to go and purchase it at a retail price that I never paid to begin with. Now, moving on to the second item, and that's going to be one of the very popular it bags from Louis Vuitton, and that is the loop bag. Now, I think this bag is fantastic. I think it is different. I think that it is really neat that it has the chain strap, that it has the leather strap, and that you can also, if you want to, put on a longer crossbody strap. So for instance, if I got this loop bag, if I got it in the monogram canvas and wanted to wear it as a crossbody, I could take my canvas strap off of my Palace bag, clip it onto this, and wear it just fine as a crossbody. And I think that versatility of the bag, even though it is a smaller bag, it has a classic shape because it's sort of in that hobo shape, but it's a smaller bag, and I think the details on it are really beautiful. I think it's really different while still being classic and on trend, and I think that's a very hard balance to find these days, but I definitely think that even at the new price, which I'll have listed down here, and it went up I think about $200, I definitely think that this bag is still worth looking at. Now, another item from Louis Vuitton that I still think is worth it, and this is a jewelry item. It is the Essential V necklace. Now, for me, this is worth it because my initial is also V. Having the Louis Vuitton necklace, it being a V, works for me, even though it's not fine jewelry, it's costume jewelry. It only went up $10, so for me, the fact that it was something that I was really considering buying beforehand, that $10 increase doesn't change the fact that to me it's basically still the same price, and therefore still worth it in the same way. That's not to say I'm going to get it, but I think that if you're wanting a piece of Louis Vuitton fashion jewelry, that this is probably the piece to really look at and go with, because it also holds its value pretty well in the resale market. Now, the last item from Louis Vuitton that I want to mention is an item that, well, I still do think it's worth it at the US price. I think it's much more worth it at the European price. Especially when you look at the VAT back, because it falls under the customs and duties threshold, so you won't have to pay any taxes when you come back into the US. But that's going to be the Louis Vuitton coin card holder. Now, I love this piece. I think that it is probably the nicest card holder out there. It is canvas. It is affordable. Well, it's not as affordable as it used to be. It used to be $350. It's gone up to $430, I think. I'll double check that and put the correct price down here if I'm wrong. But I think that this is it's really versatile because of the fact that it has a bunch of different card slots. It also has that zipper compartment. To me, this is a very worthwhile card holder if you're looking for a slim wallet, looking for a card holder, something you can slip in your pocket. I think that it's a good size if you're a male or a female. And they have different colors. They have it in the monogram. They have it in the damier. This is a piece that I think is still worth it at the increased price, just barely. If it goes up any more, I'd say no, it's not. But it is definitely 100% worth it, even at the increased European price. Now, moving on to Gucci, pretty much everything at Gucci also went up. And there are quite a few items I don't think are worth it anymore. But one of the items that I definitely think is worth it is going to be their wallets. I think that Gucci has probably the best priced wallets out there right now for the regular compact wallets or even the longer wallets. A lot of them still fall under that $500 mark. And so I think that that is a really good price point. And if I were to go and get a wallet, I would definitely be looking at getting a Gucci wallet at this point because they really do have such fantastic prices. Now, another item that I still think is worth it, and probably a lot of people aren't necessarily going to agree with this, but is going to be the Gucci Ace sneakers. I think that these sneakers are so classic that, one, they're never going to go out of style. Two, we know that these sneakers last a long time because they've been around for a really long time. And three, I just really like them personally. I think it's an elevated look to a white sneaker without going the way that a lot of the luxury fashion houses have gone, making them super thick and chunky sneakers. I think that this is a really good piece that's not going to go out of style and is really good quality as well. So even though it did go up $30 to $720, which is a lot of money for a sneaker, you're not going to be wearing these as tennis shoes, running around in them. These are regular wearing shoes. And so I think that from Gucci, this is still an item that is definitely worth it. Now, Chanel is another house that has been killing us with price increases, but I do think that there's still something there that is worth it, and that is going to be Chanel earrings, specifically the ones that fall under that $600 range. I think that you can get a lot of bang for your buck in some of those classic styles, not necessarily the seasonal ones, but a lot of the classic styles, or even some of the smaller seasonal ones, fall under that, and I think that that allows you to get a piece of Chanel, be able to wear something with the CC logo on it without having to spend a fortune or spend something on like a card holder that's $550 that holds just a couple of cards that no one's really ever going to see. People will actually see the earrings. And so that's why I think that earrings under that price point are still worth it from Chanel, even though they're costume. Now, moving on to YSL. So YSL has been doing some smaller increases. I think they did one a couple of months ago. But their items, I feel like, have slowly been climbing periodically. And a lot of their items are actually getting into that Louis Vuitton, Gucci bag price point. And I'm just not sure that they're worth it because I see so many quality issues happening, not when people order from YSL, but when they order from like the Nordstrom boutique or the Saks boutique. And I see those items having a lot of quality issues, which is concerning. But there is one item that I think is still worth it. And that is going to be an item that I really think is actually a steal, and that is the YSL envelope clutch. So this is a version of their chain strap bag. It's a clutch. It holds quite a lot for a clutch, and so I think that if you want that YSL logo, this is a way to get a YSL bag, and yes, I'm calling it a bag, because the clutch strap is detachable, the little wrist strap, so you can wear it as a wristlet, you can carry it just as a clutch without the wrist strap. You can also attach a chain to it. You can either do that by hooking a chain onto the loop that the wristlet straps on, stringing it around, any type of off-market chain, you can find them for $35, and then clipping it through the inside onto that original chain loop. Or there are companies like Samorga that sell the inserts, and so you're able to put that insert into the bag that doesn't really take up much room, and then clip your chain onto there to help protect the integrity of the bag. I think that if you're wanting a YSL item, that this is the one that's going to give you your biggest bang for your buck. Okay, now the next couple of brands I'm going to talk about haven't necessarily had price increases, but I do think that they are bags that are so extraordinarily worth it. And the first of these is going to be from Bulgari, and that is going to be their Serpentine bag line. And they have a lot of various different bags. A lot of them fall between the $2,500 to $3,250 price point. And yes, that's expensive for a bag, but the reason that I say that these bags are worth it, that price point, one, these are bags that you aren't going to find everywhere. Most people are not carrying them, so it makes it a more unique item. Two is it has absolutely stunning craftsmanship. Some of the bags have just so much detailing in how they stitch together the leather, and it's a handmade bag, unlike Chanel, which is no longer fully handmade. It's part machine made, leading to quality issues. But these bags they're absolutely stunning, but then to top it all off, the Serpentine logo, so the snake head that they have on their bags, which I know that a lot of people might not like that, including my mother and my husband, but it's absolutely stunning and beautiful, and it's made with precious or semi-precious stones, and so you're getting really a piece of jewelry on your bag. And it is just, they're so just incredibly beautiful and well made. And I think that it's a bag that you're going to be seeing a lot more of these bags around as people go and discover these bags at Bulgari. So that is going to be making my top 11 list. And then the last two bags that I think are absolutely worth it are from Strathsbury. Now, one of them I have, it is my Stylist clutch, which I absolutely love. I think it is stunning, has a wonderful chain, very well made, holds a ton. I absolutely think this bag is worth it. It's an extremely good price. I think it's about $4.50. Right now they have them on sale, 20 to 30% off on the Strathsbury website. If you're signed up for their emails, you're able to get into the private sale. Also in the private sale is going to be another one of the bags, and that is the Lana Osset bag. And I think that this bag is just the most beautiful bucket bag that is out there, because it's a bucket bag that still has security, but you've got a couple of different ways to carry it. And again, you're looking at that $4.50 price point that on sale, 20 to 30% off, is a really, really good deal, because you are getting these fantastic quality, handmade, wonderful leather bags for under $400. They fit a good, decent amount. These are not mini bags. And so I think that if you are wanting a very nice leather bag without getting up into those thousands, that this is the way to go. And you really haven't seen Strathsbury doing those crazy price increases. They've been keeping their bags at the same price point because that's where they want to be. They want to be an affordable luxury handbag brand. And so I think that those are two wonderful bags to check into as well. So that wraps up the first part of the 11 items that I believe are still worth it. Make sure to watch my next episode where I'll talk about the 11 items that I believe are not worth it anymore. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, YouTube. Bye!